Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada, right on the Pacific Ocean. I hope everybody is having an awesome start to their week so far. Hi Sumit, welcome Gurpreet. Hi Carolina, nice to see our chat moderator here with us. Hi Sandra, good to see members as well. Students, we are starting this week's live classes off with some IELTS speaking part 1, talking about hobbies and going for that band 9 score. This lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Check us out there for general IELTS. Check us out at gieltshelp.com, and definitely check out our latest YouTube video release for the speaking interview, where we interview a candidate from Japan and also give you a chance to practice. So there's that new Band 9 speaking video on the channel. Check that out when you have a moment. Students, I'll show you what our websites look like so you can check those out a bit more when you have some time. And we're going to be using one of these websites today to practice speaking with our viewers. Our academic IELTS website looks like this at aehelp.com. Click this big red button to join our premium package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. It is well worth it. You get over 100 hours of HD video lessons, a fully interactive course. You get an app for your phone and lots more. General IELTS, it's the same idea. Click this big red button to join the premium package. Doesn't cost a lot. Again, one-time payment, lifetime access. We are an official British Council test registration center and certified agents. Students, we've got lots of classes coming at you this week. We will have speaking later on as well, lots. We'll have reading. We'll finish listening, the listening exam that we started last week. And if anybody has questions, just send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com. and we'll get back to you. All right, students, let's get cracking with these questions. So the IELTS speaking exam, it's done separately from the listening, reading, and writing. It's an interview that takes about 12 minutes. And you have to respond to some questions, about maybe 15 to 20 questions total. And it's done in 3 parts. Each part is a little bit different from the other. Okay, part 1 is basically introductions and some questions on a general topic that's about you. All right. So when you go to your IELTS speaking exam, you have to go early. Practice with other candidates, find them, talk to them in English, okay? Take some questions with you. Make sure to stay in English on the day of your speaking interview. That's really important, okay? Then you register for your speaking interview about 20 minutes before you go into the interview room. You have the same ID with you that you used to register for the test. Okay, and I can see lots of students are already getting excited to volunteer for the speaking. You will have a chance to do that in a little bit, and I'll show you how. Just bear with me. Let's just get a little bit into it by practicing some of these questions first. So this is IELTS speaking, so make sure to speak and repeat. So copy my intonation, copy my pronunciation, the flow of language, copy the vocabulary. If you catch new words, write them down. Okay, it's really important. If you don't get them right away, don't worry, the lesson's being recorded. You can review it later as well, okay? But it's really important that you speak. This is a speaking class. not just a listening class, so don't just listen, but make sure to speak. Okay. Sandra, you're super welcome. Thank you for that comment. Sandra says, thank you for your amazing interface in your website to speak with others. You're brilliant. Yeah, we want students to have a chance to practice their English. We get that comment all the time, Sandra, like, I don't have people to practice my English with. Well, you do on our website. You can practice for free with other students. Okay, so speak and repeat, everyone. All right. Okay, so you go into your IELTS speaking exam. You're met by an examiner just like me, and they will start you off with some administrative, introductory, clerical phrases. This is how it will sound. Welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. The speaking has 3 parts. I will give you instructions for each part. I'm recording this for clerical purposes. The candidate number is 95731. We are currently conducting this exam in Miami at 14 o'clock. Now we shall begin. May I see your identification? It's always the first question. If you don't show them your identification, they will ask you to leave. Okay, so may I see your identification? And right away, students, full sentences, okay? Remind yourself that it's very important to speak in full sentences, okay? So I'll give you an example. You can give me some examples and then we'll go from there. So yes, certainly. Here's my passport that I've used to register for this exam. And here is the page with my credentials. Okay, right away I'm showing vocabulary, I'm showing present perfect, I'm showing fluency. Okay, so repeat after me. May I see your identification? Yes, certainly. Here's my passport that I've used to register for this exam, and here's the page with my credentials. Boom, there you go. Okay, all right. Arda says, gladly, here's my passport that I used to register. Please have a look at my credentials. Very good, very similar to mine, Arda. Simran says, yes, of course, here's my passport, which I used to register for my IELTS exam about 5 weeks ago. Please take a look. Very nice. Cass says, yes, gladly. Here's my passport that I used to register for the exam. Please take a look. Good fluency. Dorna says, yes, here's my identification that I used for registering for the IELTS paper-based exam a couple of weeks ago, and these are my credentials. Make sure you don't make any mistakes with these, students, okay? And then the next question always after that is, what is your full name? So what is your full name? And here, always give your full name in a very clear way and tell them what they should call you. As this is their next question. And if you tell them, or when you tell them what they should call you, it shows them that you prepared, okay? So it really does. It shows them that you prepared for the exam. And you're not just winging it. Winging it means just doing it randomly, spontaneously, okay? All right, so here Tanu says, this is from our chat. I'm just going to take a couple people's responses from the chat. Why not? There's some good ones. This is by Tanu. Tanu says, my full name is Tanjeet Kaur, and you may call me by my first name, Tanjeet. Yeah, it's actually more polite, Tanjeet, to say, please call me. Okay, so if you want to sound more polite, then say, please call me by my first name, Tanjeet. Okay, it's a little bit more friendly, a little bit more polite in a sense. Okay, if you say you may call me, it's like you're giving me permission to call you, which is okay, but it's maybe a slightly less polite or less friendly way of introducing yourself. Okay. All right, here's a good one. So let me take one more. This is by Dorna. And Dorna says, okay, my given name is Dorna and my family name is Dahal. You can please just call me by my first name, Dorna. By my first name. Okay, Dorna. All right, very good. And students, do make it regular practice to capitalize all proper nouns like your names, okay? It's very important. All right, so you're moving along nicely, and at this point the examiner says, okay, Dorna, for part 1, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic, okay? And then they might ask you a question like, what do you do to relax? So give me a nice full sentence for this one. Now, students, again, always reminding you of this. So think, answer plus explanation. Think about the word because. That should always be swimming around in your head. Plus example. Okay. All right. Romaine Adanlete says, whenever I get a chance to unwind, I play football with my friends as a social activity. Besides this, I often read Marvel comic books and listen to 80s music. Romaine, right on. I like reading Marvel comic books as well. I have quite the collection. Before Marvel started making movies, right? So this is what this is what Romaine says. Okay, so Romaine says, whenever I get a chance to unwind, I play football with my friends as a social activity. Aside from this, it's a little bit better. Aside from that, I often read Marvel comic books and listen to 80s music. Okay, I would probably do a little bit more explanation here, Romaine, just because playing football is quite an energetic activity, and the question is to relax, right? And some people find it relaxing to play football, so I would make it a little bit, I would say this, whenever I get a chance to unwind, that's a really nice way to express relax, okay? If I feel energetic, I play football with my friends as a social activity. Aside from that, if I feel a bit more chill, let's use a very pop culture term here, I often read Marvel comic books and listen to 80s music. All right, that way it's clear for your examiner that you really get the concept of relaxing, not just as an activity that we do when we're low on energy, but relaxing is something that we can do for fun when we have more energy, like playing football, right? So again, repeat after me, repeat the question. What do you do to relax? Whenever I get a chance to unwind, if I feel energetic, I play football with my friends as a social activity. Aside from that, if I feel a bit more chill, I often read Marvel comic books and listen to 80s music. Now, let's not forget the example. Okay, I played a great game of football just yesterday. And I scored a couple of goals. Okay, so remind yourself of those examples, all right? As long as you're nice and fluent, the examiner will not interrupt you. Answer, explain, example, okay? A lot of students do remember the answer and then the explanation, but then they forget the example. And then they over-explain. They just keep explaining without actually giving a quick, smooth example. Notice how I didn't say for example or for instance, right? All right. Students, so now the examiner might ask you another question like, when do you meet with friends or family? It's just another kind of warm-up question, okay? So give a nice full sentence answer. Don't say it depends. Don't say, well, since COVID and so on. Just stick to a clear, general kind of quality answer right off the hop. Don't overthink it, okay? All right, and don't use the it depends. Arcana, I see that you're saying, well, it depends, okay? So don't do that. That gets you into awkward communication that's not clear, okay? So this is one of the don'ts. Don't use it depends, as this leads to confusing and uncertain communication. Even if it's true, right? IELTS is not about truth. You just need to be assertive, okay? The word is assertive. So I should probably give you that word here. Be assertive. Assertive, there you go. That's the word of the day. Be assertive, okay? You know what? I'm gonna do that one in red. It's a good word for the day. Assertive means that you're decisive, you know what you're saying, you're not being in the gray zone, you're not being wishy-washy, okay? All right, so give me a nice full sentence answer for this one, okay? Again, when do you meet with friends or family? Okay, I'm going to give you an answer and then we'll see if you come up with something similar. So okay, so this is my answer here, and you can repeat after me, and then I'll take a look at some of your answers. So, when do you meet with friends or family? I usually meet with my brother's parents and friends after work in the evenings during the week or on the weekends, as this is when I have time to really spend some quality time together. Just last Saturday, we had a family dinner at my parents' house for a few hours. Okay, so answer, explain, example, good grammatical range, good use of vocabulary. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is an answer by Rutvik. Rutvik gave us this answer here. Let's see if Rutvik has something similar or something different. Okay, so Rutvik says, I meet every day with my friends and family members. Usually I meet my family, let's paraphrase that. I meet my siblings and parents in the evening, and my friends all day at university. When I attend lectures, okay, as they are in the same classes with me. Okay, and then smooth example. I hung out with my friend John in physics class just yesterday. Okay, don't forget that smooth example. Students, we're going to start doing some voice calls in just a moment, and I really want you to pay attention to these smooth examples. So quite a few corrections there with vocabulary and with grammar, so pay attention to that. Okay. Careful, students, with word choice. All right. Here we go, everyone. So now we're going to kick this up a notch. We're going to take it to the next level, and I am going to call you, and you will have a chance to practice this with me verbally. Okay, so now at this point, the examiner might say, let's talk about your hobbies. So they introduce the topic of part one. Make sure you pay attention to this your, not my hobbies, not people's hobbies, but your hobbies. So this is focusing on you, okay? Pay attention. Part one questions usually focus on you. Use I, me, my, myself in your answers. Okay, it's super important. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to our website here. You need to have an account. You need to have either a free account or a paid account, up to you. And then you need to go to your My Student account and Student Partner Speaking. So again, to volunteer, follow these steps. You register a free or a paid account at aehelp.com. You go to your My Student account, you click on Student Partner Speaking, you make sure to enable your microphone in your browser. That's a really important one. And then message me in the chat, I want to volunteer. Okay, and I'll ping you. So I'll pick some students randomly in some order, and then I will ping you. Again, students, when you go to the website and it asks you to enable your microphone or allow the website to use your microphone and speaker, you have to say yes. We cannot communicate if you don't do that, okay? All right, everyone, so let me show you how this is done here. Okay, so here's the website. To get the full premium course, click the red button. It's worth it. It's not expensive. It will help you spend a couple dollars to save a lot of money so you don't have to sit the IELTS exam 2-3 times. If you want to try it first for free, you can click that green button, okay? Once you do that, you will have a My Student account that's way up there, the blue one. Click on that. My Student account and the tour, okay? You can take the tour of the website later. There's lots and lots of different materials and functions on the website. And then right here is student, no, not the yellow one, the blue one, Student Partner Speaking. If you like speaking, you want to book an interview with me, you can click this yellow one later, the speaking interview practice, to book a full IELTS speaking interview. Okay, but for right now, Student Partner Speaking, you click on that. You accept that you're going to be polite and responsible for your own behavior. Don't share private information. Don't give people your home address, okay? Be careful. So you click on that, and then you will be redirected to this page. This is a chat interface. It's like Skype or WhatsApp, okay? You see all these people here. These are all people who are ready to communicate. Now we're using just audio for this, okay, because my video is being used by YouTube, of course. So we're doing just audio, and Arda here is reaching out. So I'm going to message back Arda by clicking the blue envelope. Arda says, I would like to volunteer, and I will say to Arda, are you ready? Arda, I saw you in the chat getting really ready at the beginning there as well. And hopefully Arda will say, yes, I am. And then I can call Arda and we can practice an IELTS question here. So Arda says, yes, yes. Okay, Arda. So I will call you. I know Arda has the microphone enabled. So let's do this.
Hello.
Hi, Arda.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I feel energetic because I did some exercises today after I woke up.
Okay, what kind of exercises?
I like stretching and six-pack exercises.
Sorry, you like stretching and what kind of exercises?
Six-pack exercises.
Six pack, you mean like abdominal?
Yeah,
Okay, to build your six pack, right?
yeah, to be in a good shape.
Yeah, abdominal exercises, viewers, are the ones for your stomach, for your core exercises. We also call them core exercises. Yeah, six pack, I get it. It's kind of awkward to call it a six pack exercise, but yeah, it's usually core exercise or abdominal exercise. Okay, all right, Arda.
All right.
So ready for a part one question?
Yeah, I am.
All right, sounds good. Okay, here we go. So speaking part one, it's about you. Remember, answer, explain, example. That's what you're focusing on. Okay. So here, again, let's talk about hobbies. What is your favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby is binge watching on Netflix. I like to sink into my couch and watch amazing series. And I just finished Vikings, which is my favorite series.
Very nice. Sorry, Arda, can you remind me, where are you from again?
I'm from Turkey.
Turkey. Yeah, wonderful. Very good. And you're improving. So I've told you before that you have very good English, and
Yep,
it
it is.
shows. You sound like you're British. And you're using some great English here as well. I can tell you're improving your fluency. So your response was nice and quick once you said it. Don't go too fast. Careful about that as well, okay? So it's easy to kind of go overboard
Yeah, all
and
right.
start speaking too quickly, so you don't have to speak too fast, right? So I asked you the question, what is your favorite hobby? And you said, my favorite hobby is binge watching on Netflix. Yeah, very nice collocation, binge watching. Binge watching means basically you watch one show after the next until Netflix might ask you the question, are you still watching Netflix, or did you just forget the TV on, right? And then you go, yes, I'm still watching. So I know what you're talking about. So my favorite hobby is binge watching on Netflix. I just like to sink into my couch. I can't remember exactly what you said after that, but I'll finish it somewhat similarly. So I just like to sink into my couch and watch one show after the next.
I think I said like watch amazing series or like watch wonderful series, something like that.
Okay. I'm just going to do it a little bit differently, but both of these would
All right,
be
yeah.
considered a band 9. Okay. I remember Vikings. All right, so I'm going to say this, repeat this, copy me, and keep up the good work, Arda. So here we go. What is your favorite hobby? My favorite hobby is binge watching on Netflix. I just like to sink into my couch and watch one show after the next while munching on some popcorn. I just finished watching Vikings this last weekend. What is your favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby is binge watching on Netflix. I just like to sink into my couch and watch one show after one. And I just finished Vikings, which is my favorite series.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and by the way, sink into my couch is very nice visual expression in English. So we say that, of course, that we sink into the couch, and you can kind of see the person just like sinking into, I'm sinking into my chair right now, but sinking into the couch. Using that kind of visual language in the IELTS is very, very good. It's good communication in general to use sensory language. It's called sensory language. So well done, Arda. Okay, Arda, keep up the good work, and thanks for being the first volunteer this week.
No worries.
All right, everyone. So give Arda a clap, please. That was great. And one notable improvement with Arda as well is just the confidence. So Arda has been a member for a while, and he's volunteered a few times these past weeks. And I'm sure that other members and other viewers that are regular are realizing that, oh yeah, Arda's confidence has really improved. So that's one really good reason to keep coming back and volunteering, is because you could just tell, even though we have 340 people watching right now, Arda just felt really comfortable and at home, and that was super. That's what you want for the IELTS, okay? You want that strength, that comfort, okay? All right. I'm moving down a little bit here, students, because I want to pick different people from lower down in the list as well. Okay, so let's reach out to Juan Pablo here. Okay. Let's see if Juan Pablo is here. Okay, Juan, are you ready? I'm picking Juan because I think Juan is in quite another part of the world from Arda. Arda was in Turkey. I have a feeling Juan is going to be in Brazil or Mexico. I'm not sure. That's just my guess. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out soon. Hopefully, if Juan is still with us. Juan is with us. Awesome. So we shall find out. Okay, Juan, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, Juan. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome, Juan. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm a bit nervous.
Right.
Because this is my first time.
Yeah, first time's always the toughest for sure, but then you'll see that it gets easier with each occasion. Juan, may I ask, where are you from?
Sorry, can you repeat? I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm just asking, where are you from right now? So where are you living?
I'm from Argentina.
Argentina. I was guessing Brazil or Mexico maybe, but based on your name. But I guess Juan Pablo is a very popular Spanish name. So
Yeah, it is.
right. It's kind of like the John Smith of Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Juan. So Argentina. May I ask, where in Argentina?
I live in a province called Rio Negro. It's kind of in the middle. If you're looking at the map of Argentina, it's right in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, my younger brother lived in Argentina for a while, so I know a little bit about it.
He was doing an exchange or something?
No, he actually got married there.
Oh, with an Argentinian
with an Argentinian girl. That's right. Yes,
Cool.
absolutely. Okay, Juan, so let's get into some speaking part one questions. Still talking about hobbies. Okay, so I'm going to ask you the next question. Just give me a nice full sentence answer, and remember, try to give an answer, explanation, and example. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. So when do you usually do your hobby?
Well, I have a few hobbies, but my favorite hobby is playing video games. I usually play video games after eating lunch and dinner because it helps me relax before doing some other chores like studying, for example. Last night, after having dinner, I played GTA 5 for almost an hour, and yes, I had a great time.
Okay. I'm almost caught up to you. All right, good, awesome. So I was able to transcribe most of what you said. That was really nice fluency. So that answer is a solid 8, I would say. Okay, so it's definitely in the 7, 5, 8 range. Maybe even better. I mean, your fluency was fantastic. I think your fluency was like a band 8.5. I think your lexical resource was, again, quite good. 8. The coherence was closer to a 7.5, and I'll tell you why. So here you said, well, I have a few hobbies, but my favorite is video games. It's a little bit risky to start that way because at first I felt like you're maybe going off topic or you understood the wrong question, because I didn't really ask you about how many hobbies you have or what is your favorite. I asked you, like, when do you usually do your hobbies, right? So you want to kind of integrate your answer into the direct answer. Let me be clear about what I mean here. So instead of starting this way, I would say I usually do my hobbies after lunch or dinner. And instead of hobbies, I usually play video games, because that makes it clear that that's your hobby. I usually play video games. And that way I'm integrating the concept that video games are my favorite hobby, right? So I usually play video games after lunch and dinner because it helps me relax before doing other chores like homework or washing the dishes. And then now I'm confident that you're on the right question, okay? And then you can be more fluent, you can get to more questions, and you give yourself a much better chance to not get interrupted and to get a better band score, okay? So your English is great, I think. It's just a little bit of strategy correction. When you're doing your exam, just really focus on the question. So not on similar questions, but on the actual question, okay?
Okay.
So let me do this. Let me read the question, repeat, and then repeat it after me, just so you kind of crystallize this in your thoughts, okay? So when do you usually do your hobby? Oh, and sorry, one more little important piece here. Quantification. So you had one good quantification. You said an hour here, okay? When you have a question, usually I would definitely quantify as much as possible. So I usually play video games after lunch and dinner, maybe 4 or 5 times each week. Okay, I would just kind of stick that in to make it even clearer, all right? So here we go. When do you usually do your hobby? I usually play video games after lunch and dinner, maybe 4 or 5 times each week, because it helps me relax before doing other chores like homework or washing dishes. Yesterday, I played GTA 5 for an hour, and yeah, I had a great time. When do you usually do your hobby?
I usually play video games after lunch and dinner, maybe 4 or 5 times each week, because it helps me relax before doing other chores like homework or washing dishes. Yesterday I played GTA 5 for an hour, and yes, I had a great time.
Okay, that was fantastic. That was really good. Yeah, nice English. So that you definitely have, good English. Just pay attention to being very specific, okay?
Cool. Maybe I should have said some idiom or expression, maybe.
No, it's not absolutely necessary. Yeah, it's not absolutely necessary. I think you have everything there. You don't have to force idioms into your communication. Only use them when they come naturally. When students try to force idioms into their answers, that usually doesn't sound very good. So don't force it, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, good job, Juan. Keep it up and have an awesome day in Argentina.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, thanks.
It was great to talk to you. Bye.
Okay, so that was Juan. Give Juan an applause. It was Juan's first time to volunteer, and yeah, that can be pretty scary when you're speaking in front of hundreds of listeners, for sure. So make sure to keep it up, keep practicing, and keep building that confidence. That was Juan. Okay, let's take another volunteer here. We've got lots of time. We're on a move today. So let's go from the beginning here this time. Let's talk to Calvin. I think Calvin's volunteered before, so let's give Calvin another chance here. Okay, are you ready? Let's see if Calvin is with us here. I'm just going to kind of jump around in the list of volunteers so everybody feels that they have a chance to get picked. And yeah, okay, here we go. So Calvin, okay.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Calvin.
Hi.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, Calvin. All right, Calvin, I know you volunteered before and you're coming back, and that's great. You're building your confidence. May I ask, Calvin, is the name Calvin for you your given name, your original name, or is that a name that you adopted?
No, it's my given name.
Oh, awesome. Okay. It just reminds me of physics, right? Like 0 Kelvin, which
Yes,
is really
the temperature. Yes.
absolute zero, right? It's the absolute measurement of temperature. So,
Yeah.
are one of your parents like a physicist or?
No, I guess it was just a random name given.
Okay, well, it's a famous name, especially if people are in physics. So I was curious about that. Okay, Calvin. So I'm going to ask you a speaking part one question. Give me a nice full sentence answer. Okay.
All right.
All right. Here we go. So let's talk about your hobbies. Who do you talk with about your hobbies?
Well, the person that I usually talk about my hobbies is my brother because we have same hobby, which is watching films and reading books. Just like yesterday, when I watched series on Netflix called Money Heist, I discussed some plot twists with him.
Okay, just a sec. It's like we're doing a Netflix ad today, but we're not. It's just we're all watching Netflix. Okay. All right. Got it. Okay, so that would be about band 6.5, solid 6.5. If you keep going, you might push it up to band 7. Your content is like a band 8. It's your grammar and your lexical resource that's pulling you down a little bit. Okay, I'll show you why. I'll explain it, okay? So who do you talk with about your hobbies? And then you said, well, the person that I usually talk about. Okay, it's a little bit awkward. So the person that I usually discuss my hobbies with. Let's paraphrase a little bit. Discuss my hobbies with older brother or younger brother?
Older brother.
Okay. Is my older brother, what's his name?
Andrew.
Andrew. All right. It's good to be specific. It's good to identify. It makes you sound more original too. Okay. So, well, the person I usually discuss my hobbies with, and instead of hobbies, do you know what another way to say hobbies would be? Just so we're not all repeating the word hobbies.
Pastime activities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's try to paraphrase a bit more. So, well, the person that I usually discuss my pastime activities with is my older brother Andrew because we have same hobby. Now, that's grammatically incorrect, but we want to make that sound a lot better. So, what do you think we could say instead of because we have same hobby?
Share. We share
Because we share, yeah, what?
same hobbies, same
The
like same.
Almost, yeah. The most natural way to express this in English is we share similar interests. We share similar interests. So because we share similar interests like watching films and reading books, just like yesterday when we watched a series.
A series, yeah.
A series on Netflix called Money Heist, and I discussed the plot twist. Okay, because it's a unique plot twist. Now it's grammatically correct. It's got more vocabulary depth. And as long as you say this fluently, then you're really bumping up your band score to like an 8, even a 9, okay? Let me repeat this. So I'll read the question, the answer, and I'll ask you the question again, and then just copy the answer, okay?
All right.
All right, here we go. So, who do you talk with about your hobbies? Well, the person that I usually discuss my pastime activities with is my older brother, Andrew, because we share similar interests like watching films and reading books, just like yesterday when we watched a series on Netflix called Money Heist and I discussed the plot twist with him. Who do you talk with about your hobbies?
Well, the person that I usually discuss my pastime activities with is my older brother, Andrew, because we share similar interests like watching films and reading books. Just like yesterday when we watched a series on Netflix called Money Heist, and I discussed the plot twist with him.
That was almost perfect. So that was close to band 9. One word that was mispronounced, heist.
Yeah.
Heist.
Ah, yeah.
Repeat,
Heist.
repeat after me. Heist.
Heist.
Yeah, it's an I. Heist. Money heist. Okay. But otherwise, excellent. Excellent. That would be a band. So you would get a band. Speaking like that, you'd get a band 9. If you mispronounce one word, it's not the end of the world by any means. Okay. So that's what you want to do, okay? So focus on vocabulary, picking out the vocabulary, and one way to do that is to read lots in English. So if it's truly one of your hobbies to read, make sure you're doing lots of reading in English as well, okay?
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good job. Thank you so much for volunteering, Calvin. Have an awesome day. Everybody,
You too.
thank you. Give Calvin a thumbs up. That was really good. It was a really good example. Okay, Netflix, definitely invest in Netflix. Sounds like they're not slowing down by any means. All right. Okay, let's take another volunteer here. Okay, we've got lots of people in the chat room. All right, let's take Mr. or Mrs. Nguyen. We don't know because it's a family name. Let's see if Nguyen is here. I would like to volunteer. Okay, Nguyen, are you ready? Nguyen being the most popular name in Vietnam. It's very incognito. It's like saying Mr. Smith or Mrs. Smith. All right. So let's see if Nguyen's here. Oh, Nguyen is here. All right. I'm curious if we're going to be talking or who we're going to be talking to. Or here we go.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Mr. Nguyen.
Just call me Nguyễn.
Nguyen?
Yes, Nguyễn.
When? Okay.
Okay.
And I'm guessing you're in Vietnam, right?
Yes, of course. Nguyễn is a very popular name in Vietnam.
Yes, that's right. I know it's very popular, very very popular. Okay, Nguyen, let me ask you a speaking part 1 question, just like the previous callers. Give me a nice full sentence answer, okay? Focus on answer, explanation, example, and make sure to target the question, okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Have your hobbies changed over the years?
Well, my hobbies have changed a lot since last year. In fact, just 12 months ago, I used to play football whenever I have free time. But now, due to the COVID-19, and I always have to stay at home, I practice some magic tricks. And I do magic tricks with cards and small things like coins, papers, and monies. And just and while I'm watching you doing some live stream on YouTube, I'm also practice my magic tricks now.
Okay. All right. Almost caught up to you. That was good. And then you stopped, which is really good. I was a little bit worried that you're going to keep talking and then I have to interrupt you with the next question. But you didn't, which is good. Okay. So I asked you, have your hobbies changed over the years? And you said, well, my hobbies have changed a lot since last year. Really nice. I like how you recognized right away that that's present perfect and you need to use present perfect in your answer. Good for you. Okay. The examiner will catch that. If you can, try to paraphrase it. Like say, well, my hobbies have become quite different since last year, especially. Okay.
Okay.
I would, to make it a little bit clearer, because you said last year, but it's probably like, I feel like you mean since the last few years, In fact, just months ago, maybe not months ago, but in fact, back in 2019 would be a little bit, so you don't have to tell the truth, it's not that important, but you do want to be a little bit believable, right? So back in 2019 I used to play football whenever I had free time, but now due to COVID-19 I stay at home and practice magic tricks. I love that answer, by the way. Do you really practice magic tricks?
Yes, I'm really interested in making people feel
Surprised. Yeah. Awesome. I've always loved magic. So yeah, that's great that you started doing that. What a fun hobby. So I stay at home and practice magic tricks with cards and small items. Just like now I'm watching YouTube. And that was a little bit awkward at the end. It was a little bit unclear. So a really good or really important advice is keep your examples simple. Okay, so don't overcomplicate your examples. So just like now I'm watching, instead of now, I would probably say just like yesterday I watched.
Okay.
I watched YouTube and learned, let's use one of the most classic magic tricks in the book. I learned how to pull a rabbit out of a hat. It's the very classic magic trick. So keep those examples simple. I would say that you would, for that answer, the original answer, you would get a band 6 to a 6.5. You want to work on your fluency. It did feel a little bit like you were slowing down to think of words, think of grammar, but the good news is that you came up with good grammar and good words. So it's better to be slower and more accurate than to speak really quickly and not make sense. Okay? So there's that balance. Like if you feel like, okay, I can speak faster, but then I'm not making any sense, then you should speak slower, make sense, and then speed up once you feel comfortable. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so I think your learning or your English study is on the right path, because I can tell that you're focusing a lot on speaking correctly, and that is the most important, to speak correctly. Okay. All right, so I'm going to read this question, the answer, and then repeat after me. And I recommend doing a lot of repetition work, recording yourself, repeating yourself, just so that you keep the accuracy and you build the fluency, okay?
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Have your hobbies changed over the years? Well, my hobbies have become quite different since the last few years. In fact, just back in 2019, I used to play football whenever I had free time, but now, due to COVID-19, I stay at home and practice magic tricks with cards and small items. Just like yesterday, I watched YouTube and learned how to pull a rabbit out of a hat. Have your hobbies... Just a sec. Have your hobbies changed over the years?
Well, my hobbies have become quite different since the last few years. In fact, just back 2019, I used to play football whenever I had free time, but now, due to COVID-19, I stay at home and practice magic tricks with cards and small items. Just like yesterday, I watched YouTube and learned how to pull a rabbit out of a hat.
Okay, good. And pay attention to that intonation, right? So deflect when you're finishing sentence. So I learned how to pull a rabbit out of a hat. Out of a hat. Boom, period, done. Okay, so lots of repetition work. Keep it up. You're on the right path.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for volunteering, Yun. Have an awesome rest of your day in Vietnam.
Just goodbye, sir.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Okay, so yeah, give Nguyen a clap. That was really brave and a very good answer. And hopefully one day we'll see some of those magic tricks maybe on his YouTube channel. I don't know. Okay. But yeah, practice makes perfect. Students, that's all the time I have for today. But practice with each other, okay? So we've got lots of people still in here. There's like 30 people in here. More, 40, 50 people in here. So you can call each other, not just me. And you have these, just like right there, you have those topics like objects, and then you have questions that are in this chat here that you can use to talk to each other. So make sure to use this interface regularly. Don't just wait for me, but reach out to each other. So Medvan, you can reach out to Sandra and say, hey Sandra, you want to practice some of these questions with me? Okay, so this is for all of you. It's free. It will help you to improve your English and your IELTS scores. Students, I will be back tomorrow. I see a couple of you are like, don't go yet. But I have to. I've got other assignments that I must get to. I need to go. I must go, but I will be back tomorrow. We will have reading for members, and then we'll have listening parts 3 and 4 continuing from last week's exam. We'll have more speaking throughout the week, so check that out. Also, we have that new speaking video on YouTube, students. So check out our latest YouTube release, and you get to do practice in that video also. So there's this kind of practice. It's not real time, but it's with me, and you get to do that practice as well. So check that out. Students, again, this is from aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. Sign up for our premium courses by clicking those big red buttons on the main page. So you see this one right here above my head. Join the premium package. General IELTS, same idea right there. Click that big red button. You won't regret it, I promise you. And if you do, get a refund. Send us an email. So there you go. That's it for today. I'm Adrian. Thank you, Carolina, for moderating the chat. Thank you, members. Thank you, viewers. You are all awesome today, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Much love to everyone. I'm Adrian, signing out from Victoria. Bye for now.